What's up everybody, and welcome back to another OR tutorial. In this video I'm going to be going over data visualizations, which are essentially graphs and stuff where you can display data in a visualized format. Just makes it so much easier to interpret data and gain knowledge from the data set that you're using. So if you haven't seen any of this before, please go back over the videos that I've done previously and check out making vectors, making a data frame, cleaning data types and stuff. Otherwise you can just follow along. So here I'm creating a vector called name. So I have all my names, sports, ages, genders, and obviously I'm going to create a data frame of that so we can apply graphs to it and stuff. So I want to create a data frame of name, sport, age and gender, and I want to call it player. So in here you see we have name, sport, age and gender inside our data frame, but they're all factorized default, so I don't want to have name as a category pretty much, sport as a category. So I want to change that. So inside player I want to be able to change the column name to a character. So that changes the data type to character of name. And I want to do the same with sports. I want to change age to integer. It doesn't make a difference if you use numeric, but I'm just going to change to integer. And gender is factored already, so if I run this, it won't make a difference. So let's get down to the fun stuff. So first of all, we have a histogram. So I want to check, I'm going to create a histogram to check the frequency of the number of ages, or just the frequency of ages that we have in our player dataset. So if I run this, I'll then explain it. So you can see the frequency now. We have, if I just bring this up a bit, so the age of 20, we have two of those, so two 20-year-olds, excuse me. We have one 21-year-old, two 22-year-olds, and two 23-year-olds. So what I've done is I'm using inside player, I want to take age and I want to check the frequency pretty much. So I want to break up the bars, so I don't want them tightly packed. I want to break them up, so I'm saying breaks of equals 15. I want to change the color of the bars to blue. I want to call the x-axis player age, and I want to call the whole thing, the whole graph, player age histogram. So that's what I've done there. So next I want to create a bar plot. So again, I'm just going to run this and I'll be able to explain it better. So here I'm counting the number of sports. So you can see we have football, we have two football, two hockey, two rugby and one softball. So what I've done is I'm using barplot and I'm going to use table, player, sport. So you might see player and think like, what's going on? So sport isn't numeric, it's not an integer or anything, so how are we meant to count that up? Table's going to count it, so it's going to count up the number of times football comes up, the number of times hockey, rugby and softball come up. So that's what that's used for. That's going to, we just encapsulate that, and I just want to count the number of times sports comes up inside a dataset player using table, and I want to output it in a bar plot. So again, I'm just going to call the x-axis sports. I want to change the bars to yellow, and we'll call the name of the whole graph counting number of sports. Down here I'm just doing the same just for the sake of it. I like the color orange, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to count the number of genders. So again, table, I'm counting the number of females and the number of males since it's not numeric. And then I want to call the x-axis gender and stuff. I want to change the color to orange, and I want to call the main heading of the graph counting genders. So that's pretty much the basics, and some easy ways of showing data. And it's you can definitely see that it's much more. You can gain much more knowledge from just showing and visualizing data than actually just looking through a data set. So down here I'm going to use ggplot. This is a package that we need to install if we're going to use it. So I'm installing packages ggplot, and then I'm going to access that using library. So if I run this first of all, I think it could be installed already. It is. Excuse me. and then I want to access that using library, so ggplot2. And if I run this, I'll explain it now. You can see straight away it's just so much nicer looking than what we were previously using. So here I'm just checking the names and then the sports of what each person plays. So Amy plays hockey, Bill plays rugby, Bob plays football, Emma plays hockey, and so on. So it's just a nicer package to use. Personally, I use it quite a lot, and it's just very nice looking compared to the basics that we've just gone over previously. Down here, it's just another example of ggplot, and I'm gonna check the ages compared with the names. So if I run this first, and then I run it, it's gonna come out dark, so it's a scatter plot pretty much. And you can see here that Amy's age is 22. Bill's age is 23, Bob's age is 20, same with Emma, Jen 21, and so on. So, and then as I did that, I changed the theme to dark. So you can change themes, you can make it more attractive looking. If you go on to ggplot.org, I think it is, they've loads of docs where you can go through and you can check out heat maps and all this kind of stuff and other cool visualizations that you can mess around with. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please stay tuned for more. Please like and subscribe.